So, Ms. Avantika, significant figures in calculations. Now we'll understand how to multiply, divide, add, subtract. As I've told you many times before, this is a topic which is very important from a physics practical or chemistry practical point of view. And before we start this topic, we need to understand: do we have any queries in this significant figures rules, Ms. Avantika? Any?
No,
Okay. We need to be very thorough with the rules of rounding off. Any doubt here?
no.
I've already told you that these two cases, less than 5, greater than 5, are very easy. This is what,
Mm,
you would have understood in maybe 5th or 6th class, because that is the time when the first time rounding off comes. Now, the tricky part is this case C, case D, case E, where, 5 is there and before that some even number is there or odd number is there. And, these three cases are a bit tricky. So, any doubt in these rounding off?
no.
Because only when these two things are clear, then it will lead us to this significant figures in calculation, that multiplication, divide, addition, subtraction. Yeah. Now, the rules per se of multiply, divide, addition, subtraction are very simple. No complication, very simple rules. The rules are, and they are very logical also. So it is not as if they are illogical. So what they are saying is, when multiplying or dividing with significant figures, the result has to be the same as the number of significant, as the lowest number of significant digit. So basically what they are trying to say is that if you are multiplying or you are dividing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 numbers, so what they are saying is that the final answer would have only the significant digits which are as per the lowest significant digit of the number. Are we clear, Avantika?
Yeah,
So you are multiplying three numbers. The first one has 3 significant, the second one has 5, the third one has 2. Now, the whole of, say, one way of looking at this is the whole of the calculation has actually been spoiled by this third kid, because he comes with only 2 significant digits. Is it making sense or not?
yeah.
So that is why the final answer, whatever you get, can't be can't have more than 2 significant digits, because this has sort of poisoned the calculation. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
The whole of the, so for example, in chemistry, you will be doing this concept. So for example, there is a reaction which is taking place. Now that reaction which is taking place takes place in 3 steps. So first this is formed, then this is formed, and finally this is formed. Now this takes place in 10 seconds. This place takes in 2 seconds, but this takes 1 minute. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
So if you understand, out of the three reactions, A, B, and C, the third reaction basically is driving the reaction, because it is the slowest reaction. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
A very simple way of looking at this is, you are going to the other market today evening. So your mom, dad, and you three are going, and your dad takes half an hour to get ready. You are ready in 5 minutes, and your mom is ready in 10 minutes. So the time of leaving the house will depend upon your dad, because he takes the longest time to get ready. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
So that is why whole of this is pretty sensible, that when you are multiplying significant digits or you are dividing the significant digits, if we take this example of division also, so this has 4, this has 3, but the answer can't have more than 3 significant digits. And that is what I was trying to tell you, because now you'll have to round off. So you have to ignore this 9. So this 5 would be converted into 6. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
And that is what I was trying to tell you, that before you start this topic, you should be very, very comfortable with the two topics. One is what are significant digits, and the second topic is how to round off. These two topics are very critical. Any doubt here, Avantika?
No.
So for multiplication and division, the simple rule is कि भाई जिसके सबसे कम significant digits हैं, multiplication और division जो है उसी पे decide होगी. Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Now we come to the this division part. I'm sorry, we come to the addition and the subtraction part. We come to the addition and subtraction part. Again, in addition and subtraction part also, they are pretty simple. The rules are very simple. The number which has the lowest number of decimals would be driving the final answer. So basically, it is the same as the first rule. There is no, nothing more is being added. What they are saying is that because this has the lowest number of digits, lowest number of decimal places, so your final would be driven by this only, the lowest number of decimal places. Any doubt, Avantika?
No.
So again, if you look at this, this is addition, this is subtraction. So this has after decimal 1 digit only. So your final answer should have after decimal only 1 digit. And this is where your rounding off skills would be applicable. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Now, of course, we'll be doing numericals and examples and whatnot. But one thing that I want to show you before you start even. For example, the radius of a sphere is 1.41 centimeter. The radius of a sphere is 1.41 centimeter. Now, express the volume in terms of appropriate number of significant digits. Now, if I use my calculator, I know that 4 by 3 pi r cube 1.41 cube. I can find the answer. I can find the answers to as many places that I want. But
Yeah.
what this topic teaches me is that if there are only three significant digits, how can my answer have more than three significant digits? Is it making sense or not?
Yeah.
This is something that you won't have realized ever. But in class 11, this is the first time that you start realizing this. And why it has practical application? It has practical application when you look at this. So for example, in your lab, you are using this 1 year caliper. So the length and radius of a cylinder measured with is found to be 4.45, 1.75 centimeter. Calculate the volume. Now you understand that this has three significant digits. This has three significant digits. So your final answer can't have more than three significant digits. It has to be rounded off till here. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
And this is what when you go for physics practical, this is what your teacher wants to see, whether you understand this or not. Because your calculator will give 10 digits after decimal or 9 digits after decimal. You should have the understanding that your final answer depends upon the significant digits that you have. You can't keep up blabbering whatever you want. Is it making sense, Avantika?
Yeah.
So that is why this units and measurement chapter has a lot of sense when makes a lot of sense when we are doing the physics practicals. Then it makes a lot of sense. So as a practice, do these questions, 4 questions, and then we'll discuss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we look at question number 4, so lovely question to understand the meaning of significant digits, addition, subtraction. So you are putting some jewelry in a box which is 1.2 kg. Find the total weight of the box diamond with due regard to significance if the weight of the diamond is 5.42 gram. Now, if I convert this 5.42 grams into kgs, because I can only add kgs to kgs, so this would be 0.00542. Am I correct or not?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm correct. So this is the weight of the diamond in kg. Are we okay?
Yeah.
And when I add this to 1.2 kg, so this would be 1.2 plus 0.00542 kg. So my answer is 1.20542 kg. But again, because my the significant digits is 2 here and it is 3 here, I'll have to have my significant digits limited to 2. Am I correct, Avantika?
Yeah.
And now I am at 1.2, and after that there is 5. 1.2, after there is a 5 here. But when I look at this 5, I understand that there are few digits after 5. So one thing, are we clear?
Yeah.
Now 1.20542. Now one thing that if I look at the rules which are given to me, so let me write this here, 1.20542. The rules which are given to me, this is how the rules look like. And that is why, because we understand the rules of rounding off well, we know that this rule would be applicable. And the rule says, in rounding of numbers, if the first digit dropped is 5 and there are any figures following the 5 which are not 0, then the last figure kept should be increased by 1. So what this means is that there are digits following 5 and I want to drop 5, because there are digits following 5 and I want to drop 5, then this number would have to be increased by 1. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
So that is why my final answer would be 1.20542. 0.21 kg. This is the rounding off, but I just remember that there are only two significant digits. So then I can round off this also, and my final answer should actually be 1.2 kg. I think is it making sense?
Yeah.
Basically, I just complicated the things when complication was not required. This is the final answer. 1.2 is the final answer. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
Skip kar de. Okay. But one thing that we learned was that if I have to 1.20542, if I have to round off this to three digits, then the answer should be 1.21. Have we understood this or not?
Yeah.
Of course, in this question it was not required, so still it's okay. The diameter of a circle is 1.606 meter. Calculate the area of appropriate number of significant digits. So my formula would be, because this is uh, diameter, it would be pi d square by 4. So 3.14 into d square, 1.06 divided by 4 and a square of this. Are we clear, Mr. Vandika?
Yeah.
This is pi, this is d square, this is by 4. And if I calculate this, 1.06 into 1.06 into 3.14 divided by 4 is equal to 0.882026 is my answer as per the calculator. But I understand that I can't have more significant digits than this. So 0.882 would be my final answer. Is it making sense, Avantika?
Yeah.
So, what I've been trying to tell you is that, we would have never realized this till we started looking at these rules, that my Kelsey can give me as many answers as possible, but I shouldn't be accepting the answers as per the calculator. Is it making sense, Avantika?
Yeah.
So now in the sixth question, if you don't know the formula, you won't be able to do the question. So surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. Simple things that we need to understand. Radius 4, I'm considering this 3.14 only. 3.14 only. Pi 4 pi r square. 11.24 ka square. But what I need to understand is that if I am taking the value of pi to be 3.14, what I need to understand is my final answer would be limited to 3 digits only. Is it making sense, Avantika?
Yeah.
Is it making sense? Because otherwise, see, why I'm stressing this is, if I had taken this value to be 22 by 7 into 11.24 ka square, my final answer would be limited to 4 significant digits. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So there is a difference between whatever the value of pi you take. Pi se bhi samajh aaya nahi aaya? So if I take the value of pi to be 3.14, I limit my answer to 3 significant digits. If I take a value of pi to be 22 by 7, then I have a leeway. Then I can take the answer to 4 significant digits. Are we clear?
Yeah.
And if we look at the final answer, the author must have taken this to be 22 by 7. Is it making sense, Avantika?
Yeah.
So for example, I just want to tell you that if 3.14 is the value of pi that we take, 3 significant digits, then I can write the final answer as, I'll have to write the final answer as 1590 centimeter square. Avantika, is it making sense or not?
Yeah.
भाई से भी समझ आया नहीं आया? क्या किया मैंने? बेटा क्या डिस्कस हो रहा है बताओ. हाँ तो पूछो ना बेटा, तभी तो कह रहा हूँ. जी ठीक है. सो कैलकुलेट ही कर लेते हैं, एक बार कैलकुलेट ही कर लेते हैं. सो 4 into, we will calculate the answer using both the methods. So let us calculate using both the methods. So when I calculate using calculator, this is the answer that I'm getting. So if I take the value of pi to be 3.14, then as per the calculator, this is the answer that I'm getting. Now, because my number of significant digits are limited because of 3.14, so only 3 significant digits. So my answer will have to be 1590 centimeter square. Avantika, is it making sense?
Yeah.
But if I take the value of pi to be 22 by 7, then as per calculator, this is my answer. But I understand that the number of significant digits have to be 4. Now, if the digits are 4, then 1588 should be the final answer, because then I can round off this. Mr. Vantika, is it making sense?
Yeah.
So what we have understood, and that is what I was trying to tell you, that we have understood the practical application of this concept, and we have going forward, whenever we are calculating using calculator, we'll understand that what is the answer that we should be actually be writing on our notebook. Okay, let us look at question number 7. So question number 7, mass, volume, density. Density is equal to mass per unit volume, gram per centimeter cube. So again, I'll check the answer from my calculator first. So the calculator is giving me some answer like 561658888 and all nonsense. But I understand that my significant digits can't be more than 4. So this is where these are the digits that I require. I have to leave this 6. But when this 6 leaves, it will give the answer as 7.562 gram per centimeter cube. Avantika, am I correct?
Yeah.
And let's do a bonus question, question number 8. 9.74 gram occupies 1.2 centimeter cube express density by keeping significant figures in view. So density is equal to mass per unit volume. Volume. So 9.74 divided by 1.2 would be 8.16666 and all nonsense. But my answer can't be more than 2 significant digits. So this would be 8. I'll have to round off this 1. But this 1, yeah, I have to round off till 1. So after this is what I want. I want to leave this. This is less than 5. So my final answer would be 8.1 gram per centimeter cube. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what you need to understand is that, again, this is a topic. This is a topic that will now lead us to this error analysis. And error analysis is something that is very, very important. But till the time we don't understand what are significant digits, what is scientific notation, what is rounding off rules, we won't be able to do error analysis. Finally, the question which will be asked in competition, especially in competition, would be from error analysis. So we won't spend more time. We'll just start the lecture. We'll just understand the concepts, and tomorrow we will go in detail. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.